Welcome. Thanks for joining us. We've got AVID alumni here who are ready to talk to you about transitioning to college and answering your questions. First question, I guess we should probably ask, like, who are you?
Okay, so my name's Andrea. I graduated from Woodside just last year, 2019. So I'm first year at Chico. It ended a little early. I decided to go straight to Chico instead of going like community college because I don't know, that's just like what I wanted to do. And so far, I'm really liking it. I'm majoring in communications, um, and I'm planning on minoring in international business because at my school you have to declare a minor for communications. But yeah.
My name is Carolyn. I graduated from Woodside 2018, so 2 years ago. I'm I'm studying at Kenyatta College. I took the community college route right after high school because I knew it was the best option for me personally and also financially. Um, Literally at Kenyatta College, it's been the best 2 years so far of my college journey, and I'm so excited to transfer this upcoming fall. I'll be attending UCLA.
Hello, everyone. My name is Juan. I graduated in 2018 from Woodside, so with Carolyn. Woo. And I'm currently second year, math student switching into civil engineering at Cal Poly SLO. I was originally I was actually debating between like community college and Cal Poly, but I ended up choosing going straight to Cal Poly, but it's been good so far.
I forgot to mention my major. It's psychology and cognitive science.
Woohoo. All right. Thank you. That's good. So we've got a diverse group of majors. One of the first questions was sort of like transitioning to being more on your own, being more independent.
I am still at home, and honestly, the first year I was using public transportation, and then I was able to save up for a used car, and so that was pretty great as well. To be honest, I really wasn't at home much. I went to school like 7:30 a.m. and came back at 9 p.m. because 9 p.m. is when the library closes and everything student services closes. So that was basically every day of my 2 years at Kenyatta College. And I wasn't at home, and honestly, it was pretty. It was I had to adjust a lot because I'm very close with my family, and so not having to see them like straight after school was very it impacted me and my family because they would always ask, "Oh, why are you never home? Like, why do you always leave family parties so early?" And I always have to explain that college is very time consuming right now, especially with all of the extracurriculars that I've done. um, it was very busy 2 years of my life right after high school, but I think it was all worth it because I did everything to achieve my goal and to get into my dream school, and I did it.
Congratulations again on that.
Thank you.
But you're right that it's a very big transition to having to deal with a lot of time devoted to school. So that was a big challenge. Andrea, not that far away, but I mean, how was your transition? Getting homesick at all?
So one of like my biggest incentives was definitely like I wanted to be independent. I wanted to be like on my own more, just because I feel like for me I needed that like push, because in high school like it was like kind of like I had that cushion of like knowing that, oh, it's just high school, but then like for me like being on my own, being responsible for myself, like gave me that little bit of more push to be like, okay, I need to focus on getting my schoolwork done and like just managing my life like on my own more. And it was definitely like you have to sort of find a balance, because it's really easy, like especially like if you're like me and you're out of the house for like the first time, you're like getting a little bit more liberty or whatever, it's really easy to just like get consumed in like college culture and then like fall behind in your classes or whatever. You just really have to like become a lot more strict for yourself, because there's a lot of responsibilities that like come with that. Like you're picking your own classes, you have to like pick your own schedule and stay on that schedule, because like I know they always tell you like, oh, like no one's gonna be there to like push you, but it's true. Like you definitely like you're the one that has to like wake yourself up in the morning and be like, I'm gonna go to that 8 a.m. I'm gonna go to that 9 a.m. whatever. So it's just a lot about like disciplining yourself more than anything.
Mhm.
And then as far as like distance and family goes, like Chico's only like 3 hours away from me, so it wasn't too bad. I was like happy to be out of the house, but if I got homesick, like let's say I wanted to come home a weekend or my parents want me to come home, like it's easy for me to do that. So there wasn't too much of like a strain on that side for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. What about you, Juan?
In terms of like my school having a summer program before my first year started, so that program was it is certified as like first generation like low income program. They took a glimpse of like college class, and we were away for like about 3 weeks. And I think that really helped me and my family kind of just get an insight as how the rest of my college career was gonna look like. So I think if it wasn't for like that specific like program, like I think it would have been my fault to like be more disciplined, be more schoolwork. But in terms of like how far away it is from home, it's probably I mentioned it's only like 3 hours away from home. So if I ever feel homesick, if my parents see me, like they can drive down and like pick me up and go home. So I just try to urge if for university that you're applying to, if they have a EOP purge and you apply to it, I think it's definitely helpful and helps you. I think for sure it helps you find your community. So like you don't get like so you don't get that feeling being alone.
First thing that I remember I did at Kenyatta was kind of like orientation at ColtsCon. It's basically a 3-day program where you go and like learn all of the um, resources and different clubs and activities that you could join at Kenyatta College, and that's what really opened doors for me. I was introduced to the student government at Kenyatta College, and I knew I always wanted to be a part of some leadership position in high school, but I was just never really felt confident at Woodside to do it. And so I said, why not now? Like, I'm in a whole different environment. I'm with different people. Like, I'm ready to do this. And I did it. I joined 2 meetings. I went through an interview. And my first year at Kenyatta, I was a senator. And it was a really cool opportunity to really expand my knowledge on leadership and how to network with others. I was able to really adjust to college as well because I found my community through them as well. We call each other our Ohana because we're literally like a second family. They've helped me so much, especially the last 2 years. I was applying to colleges, and alumni from my first year at Senate, they were able to look over my college apps, and they were very motivating, and they understood my position because they were there before once. And so definitely I'd advise to always try to find your community at college, because it could definitely get lonely. If I didn't join Student Senate, I don't think I would be the person that I am today, as cheesy as that sounds, but it's true because I've learned so much about myself and what I'm capable of doing. Whether if it's in a classroom or in a board meeting, like I've gotten so much experience from from these leadership positions. I've also was in the Latinx club. Um, I was for a little short time. I was in the Women in STEM Empowerment Club at Kenyatta College. I've really grown to love STEM at Kenyatta because I was very, in high school, I was very hesitant in like math classes. As Ms. Vasquez knows, I was so scared of bio, taking my first bio class at college. But I did it and I did really well. And that's what really also opened my eyes and see what other different career paths I could take in the future, and possibly double majoring in STEM and humanities, which is what I'm doing right now, or that is my plan. And so I also was very involved in the STEM Center, which is basically like another community at Kenyatta College where all STEM majors or anyone who's interested in STEM or just anyone at all That's where you all meet up to do homework, tutoring, do other activities together, study together, and they have amazing counselors there that could really help shape what you want to do, and workshops, and it's just phenomenal. I love Kenyatta College. Honestly, the best out of all of the three sister schools, in my opinion. Even though I've never taken classes from CSM or Skyline, I know that that small community could really change someone's life and be very meaningful, because at the other schools they're a lot more bigger, and so it's kind of harder to find your place. But yeah, definitely get involved. I think as a transfer student, a lot of colleges, a lot of essays I had to write about leadership and what does it mean to be a leader, and like even if it's just a small role or a big role, because I was also the president of student senate this last year. Last week was my last time chairing, so that was a pretty big role in my career as well. And so definitely think and consider about joining either your student senate at your college, or some sort of role that makes you feel like you belong. Because even like reflecting, I was actually reflecting everything that I've done. I was updating my LinkedIn. I'm like, wow, I don't have like a title or a position anymore. And so that's kind of, um, I had to look back and say, wow, I really did all of those things. And now like I have so much ahead of myself, and it's definitely changed my life. So look into it.
That's great. Andrea, what about you? What have you been getting involved in this year?
Um, so for me, like as far as like adjusting to the school, it's been a lot less, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a lot less academic based, I guess you could say. Like I haven't been as hands-on with like the Chico, like the on-campus events and stuff like as much as I have been, just like because for me it's been like a different experience. Like I made the majority of my friends, and like I met my people honestly being in like the dorms, just because it's such a tight-knit community that like you see the same people every day, you're with them every day, and those like tend to become like your closest friends just because you're spending like so much time with them. But that being said, like obviously like what Carol said, Chico has like a bunch of different clubs, and they're constantly like tabling and stuff, and that's a really good way to get involved. um my experience got cut off a little short. So first semester I was mostly trying to adjust. Like as a first generation student, I was really just trying to focus on like my classes and like adjusting to college as a whole, and trying to find like that balance between like social life and being on my own and like maintaining my academics. um but definitely clubs are a really good way to get involved. I'm looking to get involved with this club. It's called like Love Your Melon. It's for like this cancer association for children. I've been trying to do that. And then also there's always Greek life, which is a really good way to make friends. At Chico, you're not allowed to rush in the fall semester. It's only the spring semester. I wasn't able to do it this year, but I'm planning on doing it next year. And I feel like also like if your college offers that, if nothing else, like recruitment in itself is a really good way to just like get to know people. And from the people that you meet, whether it be like in your dorms, in your classes, or through clubs, like they always end up introducing you to like other bigger, better experiences. And that can really be a good way of networking and finding like people who maybe are going to help you get you jobs, or help get you involved in some other activity that, you know, just helps to build your resume as a whole.
I know like at the beginning of the usually like tabling of like different clubs held like, you know, by the different organizations. So I strongly encourage you to check those out. Like maybe you'll find something that you feel makes you feel like you belong, and it's and it fits your interests. I know like me personally, like by attending like that the tablings my first year, I really found the different clubs and that I really thought were really cool. And I really got to, I think by attending that also, like since my school is a predominantly like white institution, it also showed like, it also showed me that there is like culture at my school, and that it's like definitely like really like valued, and like the more cultural like organizations, both able to find like, you know, numerous clubs and meet more people. And I think that's made college a lot more comfortable now, and